Welcome to Cultivation Theory. Here's where we're going. The institutional process analysis, the first prong. Message system analysis, the second prong. Cultivation analysis, the third prong. Cultivation works like a magnet or gravitational field. Mainstreaming, blurring, blending, and bending of attitudes. Resonance. The TV world looks like my world, so it must be true. Research on cultivation analysis. The major findings of cultivation analysis. Critique. How strong is the evidence in favor of this theory? Gerbner claimed that heavy television users develop an exaggerated belief in the mean and scary world. He regarded television as a dominant force in shaping modern society. The power comes from the symbolic content of real-life drama on the small screen. Violence is a major staple of the TV world, especially American television. Gerbner was concerned that the violence affects viewers' beliefs about the world around them and the feelings connected with those beliefs. Institutional process analysis, the first prong. Institutional process analysis is scholarship that penetrates behind the scenes of media organizations in an effort to understand what policies or practices might be lurking there. Hollywood is concerned with how to export its product globally for maximum profit at minimum cost. Message system analysis is scholarship that involves careful, systematic study of TV content, usually employing content analysis as a research method. This kind of analysis is developed to measure violence, but used for other content as well, for example, smoking. An index of violence. Dramatic violence is defined as overt expression or threat of physical force as part of plot. The definition rules out verbal abuse, idle threats, and pie-in-the-face slapstick. It includes physical abuse presented in cartoon formats. Message system analysis, the second prong. Researchers randomly selected a week during fall season and videotaped network shows. The annual index of violence was remarkably stable and high. Equal violence, unequal risk. Over half of primetime programs contain actual bodily harm or threatened violence. Weekend children's shows average 20 cases an hour. By the time the typical TV viewer graduates from high school, he or she has observed 13,000 violent deaths. There's great inequality as to the age, race, and gender of those on the receiving end of physical force. The symbolic vulnerability of minority group members is striking. People on the margins of American society are put into a symbolic double jeopardy. Cultivation analysis, the third prong. Cultivation analysis is research designed to find support for the notion that those who spend more time watching TV are more likely to see the real world through a TV lens. Cultivation works like a magnetic or gravitational field. Morgan argued that the cultivation process is like the pull of a gravitational field. Sparks extends this metaphor to magnetism. Mainstreaming is the blurring, blending, and bending process by which heavy TV viewers from disparate groups develop a common outlook through the constant exposure to the same images and labels. Television homogenizes its audience. Heavy viewers self-identify as middle class, moderates, Traditional differences diminish among those with heavy viewing habits. Heavy viewers also hold positions on social issues that are conservative. Resonance. The TV world looks like my world, so it must be true. Resonance is the condition that exists when viewers' real life environment is like the world of TV. Those viewers are most susceptible to TV's cultivating power. Viewers who perceive that the world depicted on TV was like their own world get a double dose of the same message. Research on cultivation analysis. Cultivation unfolds gradually through the steady accumulation of TV's messages. Research relies on surveys. Heavy viewers are TV viewers who report that they watch at least 4 hours per day. The major findings of cultivation analysis. The cultivation differential is the difference in percent giving the television answer within comparable groups of light and heavy views. There is no before television condition because TV enters people's lives in infancy. Research revealed provocative findings. The positive correlation between TV viewing and fear of criminal victimization. Heavy viewers believe criminal activity is 10 times worse than it really is. Perceived activity of police. Heavy viewers believe that 5% of society is involved in law enforcement. A general mistrust of people. The mean world syndrome is a cynical mindset of general mistrust of others. It's subscribed to by heavy TV viewers. Critique. How strong is the evidence in favor of this theory? The claim that dramatic television content creates a fearful climate makes sense for most people. Opponents have challenged his definition of violence, the programs he selects for content analysis, his non-random methods for selecting respondents, his statistical method of analyzing data, and his interpretation of correlational data. Critics note that the correlation between TV viewing and fear of criminal victimization is interpreted in more than one way. Fear of crime causes people to watch more television. Fear of crime in TV viewing could be caused by a common third factor. Critics contend that Gerbner's original assumptions are no longer valid with the expansion of television programming. If a man were permitted to make all the ballads, he need not care who should make the laws of a nation. So to review our discussion of cultivation theory, we discussed the institutional process analysis, the first prong, the message system analysis, the second prong, cultivation analysis, the third prong. Cultivation works like a magnet or a gravitational field, mainstreaming, blurring, blending, and bending of audience attitudes. Resonance, the TV world looks like my world, so it must be true. Research on cultivation analysis, the major findings of cultivation analysis, and critique. How strong is the evidence in favor of the theory?